Hello and welcome. Hi, I'm author Grace Rolston. This is my number one key to negotiating with a narcissist. Welcome to my work. I help the safe, loving, protective mom maintain her sanity and her rights to her child, or stage a comeback in family court, or stay out of family court and use skillful means. So, welcome to my work. If you are in a custody battle with a narcissist or co parenting with a narcissistic ex, that's who I'm here to help. Just a full disclaimer, this is not direct advice. So you can't just take one tip and run with it. I'm going to share what worked for me, may not work for you. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not your lawyer. And I'm not a professional of the court or a therapist to be giving you direct guidance and advice. But I did learn some things along the way. Check out my other video if you've won in family court and then you're like, geez, I didn't know that winning would come with this much of a cost. Learn about the winner's backlash. It's very similar to what I call a boundary backlash. That can be understood if you pick up my book, Wisdom for Ending the Co-Parenting War and a Custody Battle with a Narcissist. So if you're aimed at creating peace and protection, maintaining your sanity, and being in your child's one and only childhood, and you're child focused, that's who I'm here to help. And I'm here to encourage, educate, and empower moms to help themselves find the resources. My background is loving and leaving an alcoholic, fighting in family court for 12 years over my only child, or our only child. And I went on to get peace and cooperation. I went from winning in family court some and losing a bunch and winning some more, and then ended up using skillful means to stay out of family court. I say be willing to learn the lesson and change what you can. I've learned a lot of lessons. I started writing from the beginning, and all my books are tips, tools, and strategies. You can read them 1 through 6. My newest ones are Tame the Narcissist and Wisdom for Ending the Co-Parenting War in a Custody Battle with a Narcissist. Support me as a self-published author on Amazon. I appreciate all your support. So what is the number one key to negotiating with a narcissist? Well, if you want the negotiation and whatever you come up with to be lasting, and he doesn't file in a year with his unhappiness, the key is to allow the narcissist to think he won. So he thinks he won, he feels he won, whatever goes on in his mind, that he walked away with more, he got off the hook of whatever responsibility, he got away with something. To a narcissist, getting away with a lie and getting away with not doing what he's required to do is a win. So if you don't know the narcissist, I do have 10 things you need to know. I didn't know my ex was until my lawyer told me. I was wondering why we were going to family court year after year. And really, it was because he was required to pay child support, which really upset him. But if you're thinking about using skillful means, it means you're tired of the war, you're sick of the ego battle, you're tired of losing sleep and money to lawyers. You're ready to learn something in another way that neutralizes, disarms, and de escalates so you can navigate around the narcissist to meet your child's needs, and stop trying to go directly to them to help a child that needs something. When the narcissist is no longer your enemy, or the narcissist doesn't think you're the enemy and you're no longer what I teach is the target of blame, things can go much better and more smoothly. And just so you know, we never got to negotiations until I implemented skillful means and strategy. It was lawyer to lawyer or me pushing against him before that. And all of it set hard lines that we were opposing adversarial parties. And a narcissist doesn't want to negotiate with someone. Maybe if you get a ton of leverage, they will, if they've got skeletons in their closet, criminal records, or something else going on. But generally, they won't negotiate with someone they deem as the enemy, and they don't want to strengthen and empower the other side. So, negotiating a give and take when a narcissist is afraid and they're takers, um, doesn't usually work unless you've implemented skillful means. Stop being the target of blame. So what happened in my case was we were pit as enemies in family court due to the family court having an inept program to help families through custody situations and issues. So we were against each other, and he refused to negotiate at any. And his lawyer told him he's going to win. You know, the more money he gave his high powered narcissistic lawyer, the more he was told what he wanted to hear. And it took a while for him to realize that, you know, lawyers will often will have a false confidence for their clients who are willing to shell out money. So I was dragged through that for 10 years and realized one of the problems was not just the family court not able to detect abusers to children and support victims of narcissistic abuse or protect the moms. Uh, you know, the lawyers also failed to make it family friendly. So there was a lot going against us in family court. Some of it was good and helpful. Some of it was just long term harmful. So, one key to negotiating with a narcissist from my shared survivor wisdom is to have it be a win win for him and keep it out of I win, you win. Just letting him know what's in it for him and how he's either not having to pay this or not having to deal with that, or how he's getting this or gaining that. Presenting things to him in that way started to sink in, especially when I said it wasn't me that was driving it, it was my lawyer, and the court started holding him accountable to things instead of me. I stopped nagging him, attacking him, accusing him, questioning him, confronting him, and doing all the things that moms want to do to expose a narcissist, doing something to the children or not doing something they should. All of that created me as like a micromanaging, policing mom on him. And that's what I had to stop being. So I became the change I wanted to see: cooperation, goodwill, getting my child a therapist, getting our child activities, keeping her in the school, having more parenting time, being able to help her with homework so she's not crying on his time. He would just be dropped off to me for help. So everything I did got us out of family court. We finally negotiated. I got everything I wanted, which is the irony of it. All the things that he absolutely refused to budge on in four-way negotiations that they often just decline to do. But the few that we went to in all those 10, 12 years, I got none of it. And then when I started using skillful means, I got everything. So it was a combination of leverage. So find my 20 wants list and start building the leverage, my calmness, my strategy, and that I was no longer his enemy or putting myself as an enemy or letting my lawyer put me as an enemy. So it was a key to negotiation, which was saying, oh, yeah, yeah, that's you. Yep, that's yours. And you got that. And, isn't it better for you that you don't have to do this? And I learned to speak the language of the narcissist. It's a selfish, self-focused language. I never used I statements anymore because any I statement he attacked me with, I didn't use witty, clever remarks to shut him down and to make him go away. I used the customer service skill that I teach moms who want to make the situation better. So if you're someone that's been through it and nothing is working, or you don't want to end up in a war with a crazy selfish person, because narcissists can sometimes and will sometimes, depending on how angry and threatened they feel, ruin themselves financially just to ruin the target of blame. And family court can ruin, protective moms. You know that you've got to know the narcissist, that they're just, and accept that's what they're like, that we're not going to change them. And it's important to know them. So go find my free video, Know the Narcissist, the 10, 11 keys, so that you're not surprised by selfish, uncaring behavior. Because saying like, we want the best for the child, that is a statement that you would wanna say, like, in writing so a judge sees you saying that, but, know that the narcissist wants to know what's best for them, not necessarily even their own children. So, a lot of moms are surprised, they won't do what's best for the children, and moms think they know what's best for children. And oftentimes we've definitely got a better plan for children than the narcissist. So we have to humble ourselves and know who and what we're dealing with. Welcome to my work. If you want to come to my website, you can see all my blogs, all my books, groups that I have, free videos on YouTube of all of these skills and strategies. There's my 20 wants list, a power tool. I do have ways to prepare for family court if you have to go. And just know it, this is a stressful situation. So I tell moms to get support. I have a free Substack newsletter you're welcome to subscribe to. And please keep learning, healing, and outgrowing that narcissist. Remember to like and subscribe to this channel and keep being a great mom. Check me out on my podcast on Spotify. So thank you for listening and watching.